Oh. 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 Oh man. Ah, those old E3s, man. Ah, the good old days. Back when that could have been on the E3 stage and people thought to take it seriously. But, you know what? It is the time. E3 is a few days away now. And like last year, I'm going to be doing predictions. I always like to predict what I expect to see at E3. You know, last year, I did a pretty good job. I got about 52% or so right of what I predicted. Half of them was just garbage I threw on the fly. So I don't know. I'm going to try it again this year. Maybe I'm even better. Like, you know, I'm hoping I get more. Maybe 60, maybe 100. Maybe I'll get everything right. But I don't know. It's difficult. There's a lot of studios and a lot of companies doing some weird stuff. And I'm not sure which direction they're going to go. So it's going to be interesting to see. So let's not waste any time. Let's begin the predictions video. Let me start popping things off right now. Okay, so let's begin the predictions. I yet again got them on my phone. And we are going to be going in the order of the conferences as they go. So starting up, we have EA starting up on Saturday. So these are my predictions for the EA conference. Now, of course, we already know how EA usually is. You're going to talk about sports and a lot of other things. So I'm just going to go down the list of what I have. So the first thing, we're going to see some new stuff about the Star Wars game. So, of course, they own the big license to Star Wars. And we've seen every E3 for, God, probably like 4 years now. They always start up or show at least some of the other titles that are working on with the Star Wars license. And we do know now that the one Star Wars game with Amy Hennig just straight up gone with that studio. So I don't even know. Like, I guess there's that Stig Star Wars game that's probably still coming. I don't think it's going to be Battlefront 2. After how much of like a failure that game was, I don't really see EA doing more for it. At this point, it's smarter to move on and not do anything, really. So that's what I have for that. We're probably going to see the new Star Wars stuff. Indies, we're going to see probably some more indie games. You know, they did talk about how they're trying to go more for indies and having this partnership with getting smaller developers, getting them into the EA family and so on. So we might see some more stuff like stuff like Faye and probably A Way Out. So the one everyone expects, sports. I put Madden, FIFA, NBA. They're probably going to talk about how we have better physics. The grass is now more realistic to the players when they move. The ball now has its own parallel physics. So now the wind's going to matter with the ball. So standard thing every year. I've been hearing that the grass and the ball feels more realistic since like Madden 06. Every year they say that. It's not really even a surprise at this point. Battlefield 5 gameplay. We're going to be seeing probably some more gameplay of that. Like actual, probably either single player or they're going to do the multiplayer thing like they did when they showed off Battlefield 1. So you might see more celebrities with that. So we'll see that. And this is getting into the point of really far prediction. This is kind of the stuff I did this year. Is I start off with stuff that's a little reasonable, then near the end you start getting the stuff where it's a little questionable on the wrong side. So this is what I put for the end of EA. A new Sims game. So like Sims 5. There hasn't really been a big Sims game since Sims 4, and it's been a few years. They have supported it with a bunch of expansions, but I feel now would be the time to release a brand new one. Whether it be like a new engine or whatever. So I put new Sims. Skate 4. I loved Skate. I loved the Skate series, and now that Tony Hawk's dead and there's not going to be any other games in that series since that live property is just gone, like Skate 4 needs to come back. Like that was, I'm hoping, I don't know, we may never see Skate 4. And Dead Space 4 I put on here too. It's been a long time since Dead Space 3. And I have not played Dead Space 3 yet, so I don't know if it like truly ends the series off on like a close. So that one's kind of up in the air. I don't really know, but I put it on here. And that's generally what I have for EA. I'm hoping they do better this year. Like, they've done poor, really, every year now, and like, I've lost count. So I really truly hope that EA can like come out of this and like do some alright stuff. Because if Ubisoft can improve, EA can. So now moving on to the next one, we now have Microsoft. This is a big conference, and I didn't know what to put here because I don't know what Microsoft has in store. Because you see this stuff of like games getting delayed, and you don't really see like the future of the Xbox One X or what they're even going to be doing. So this is kind of what I have for the Microsoft conference. So Xbox One X will be getting a lower price. You'll be seeing like a price cut to it, probably an even lower price for the S model. And if so, maybe it is the time for me to finally pick up one. I actually do want an Xbox One because there's some pretty cool games on there that are only on there. But if it does get lower, then hey, I might pick up one come fall. Who knows? Crackdown 3 will either be delayed again. It'll either come out late this year or early 2019. So Crackdown 3 has been in a kind of weird spot. It gets announced, it gets a set release, and then it gets delayed. And from what I heard at last E3, that game wasn't looking too great. So maybe the delay for the whole year was worth it. So I feel we're going to see a lot more Crackdown 3, and it'll either come out next year or end of this year, and that they're going to go real heavy on it and promoting it. That's going to be like their big like fall holiday season title. We're going to see a Halo teaser for either Halo 6 or some other spin-offs Halo game. Of course, they're going to do another Halo. Like, you know Microsoft. They have the title. Like, you know, be dumb not to. So, we're going to see Halo 6, either a gameplay reveal or just a short teaser. Kind of like what they did with 4 and 5. So, we'll see that. A big showcase of indies. This is what I know to expect because Microsoft does this in their shows, and I do like it. Because it was also, with their showcase of the indies, when I first saw Cuphead for the first time, when I saw it for those 3 seconds and was blown away. So, I'm looking forward to it. Last year, I was excited. I forgot the name of it. I think it's The Last Night. Not sure at the moment, but that game I really liked. And I do like the stuff they do support with indies. They've kind of taken the reign from Sony in that one. I do like they do that. Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive, the voiceover will return again. Please return. I don't know why it is funny, but every time they did it that one conference, it made me laugh. And I guess now it needs to stay on. So hopefully we see that. We are going to see a bigger expansion of the backwards compatibility catalog. So we've been seeing over the past few months them expand with the original Xbox and 360. And you may see a little bit more. So like, okay, we're going and expanding it. Here's going to be a list of titles you can expect to see throughout the fall and so on. We're going to see the premiere of the Assassin's Creed trailer at the Microsoft showing. I feel they're not going to wait for Ubisoft, and that it got leaked, sadly. We're going to probably see the Microsoft, so that's going to happen. Return of a classic series. So if Microsoft really wanted to get people back on board with Xbox and maybe kind of have something to look forward to in the future, they need to bring something big. So I put Return of a Classic Series. I don't know, like, they got a bunch in there they could probably pull from, so it could be anything. It might not even be like an Xbox exclusive. It could be a third-party game reveal. So, we'll see. I forgot to put this on the list, but New Gears of War, I feel it's coming. I never saw 4, so I don't know if it ends concretely, but they might do Gears of War again. And I put in big question marks, VR. I don't know if they're going to go this route. I know they have a VR headset for Windows. And it'd be an interesting play if they were to actually bring that headset over to Xbox One and have like its own thing for it. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. So I don't know. That's the biggest, like, it might be wrong, but thinking about it, it's like, it'd be interesting if they did do that. They did talk about the Xbox One X having VR support. They didn't say anything last E3, so maybe this is the year that they're going to talk about it. So who knows? So moving on now to Bethesda, which is Sunday night. I have a few things outside the stuff that got leaked. So Fallout 76 is going to get a fall release. I feel it's coming out this year, and I feel it's going to get have possible VR support. So Bethesda's actually kind of gone in with VR, and I kind of respect that, because they did Skyrim VR, which was great. They did Fallout 4, they did Doom VFR. So it shows that they're really like big on doing VR games, and especially full games in VR. So I'd be interested to see if Fallout 76, even though it's like the online game, if it's gonna have VR support in it, like at launch. And speaking of Fallout 76, I'm not gonna say too much now. I'm gonna hold my tongue till I see it. So I don't know what it's gonna be. They say it's gonna be an online RPG. So I'm gonna hold my tongue till I see it in person. It could either be cool or it could be dumb. So I don't know. It's up in the air. Rage 2 is we're gonna get a release window about early next year, maybe middle of next year. That seems to be kind of sometimes when they release games. Like I forgot. I think Doom was like April or May. And I think Prey was like that too. So we might see Rage 2 come out early next year. Speaking of Prey DLC, there has not been any DLC really for Prey, and I feel they're gonna announce that. It's probably gonna get like a release around this summer or so. Usually kind of tied to time. They usually release like DLC stuff around summer. We're gonna see more Elder Scrolls MMO expansion stuff, which I don't really care too much, but we're probably gonna see that because it's a huge moneymaker. The Creation Club will return. I hope this is wrong. Like, if I'm right, then I'm gonna be upset. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be very happy. Like, this is the one prediction on here I hope isn't true. And I don't think I'd even mark myself, like, wrong if it was, because, like, it's a plus in my book. I didn't want to see it. Creation Club sucks. Elder Scrolls 6 teaser. Now, they haven't said anything about Elder Scrolls. They said it's not coming for a while. But I feel we might see a teaser for it. Not any gameplay, not anything big, but just that, hey, we're working on it. It's coming at some point within the next few years. And I feel that they should do it, but it needs to be a new engine. They need to change the engine they've been using since, like, Fallout 3. It's starting to show its age. They need something just new so they can like look better, not have the same animations and so on. So you may see that. So another thing I got on here is a remaster of a past game. So there was talk with this Fallout 76 that it was possibly a Fallout 3 remaster, but I'd be interested to see if they actually would go back and remaster one of their games. I would love a Fallout 3 remaster. I think that's a great game that unfortunately does not run well on consoles. And getting it to run on modern PCs sucks because it was like back when it was like on the Windows service, so getting it to work with Steam is a pain. So that'd be cool. And Elder Scrolls, like either Morrowind or Oblivion would be cool. An old Fallout would do, but put Fallout 1 and 2 on consoles and Steam. I'd love, even though you can get them on like GOG, but it's like, those would be cool remasters, but keep the gameplay style. Like, they could do some alright stuff with that. So, remasters of a past game. Doom 2. I feel with how successful Doom was, it kind of makes sense that there would be a sequel to that game. So, I'm thinking we might see a Doom 2. Not Wolfenstein, because it's still been pretty fresh, but maybe Doom 2. The last thing I have on here is Evil Within 2 DLC. So there was like a first-person mode thing that got added, but it wasn't like a single-player experience DLC, so we might see that coming as well. That I put summer as well for that, so we might see the Prey DLC and Evil Within 2 DLC. So now we move on to Ubisoft, which is Monday. And I got a good amount of stuff on here. The new Assassin's Creed, I forgot the name of it. I haven't really been looking into that. But the new Assassin's Creed. The Division 2, we will get a teaser and possible gameplay for Division 2. I talked about it last E3, it didn't happen. But this year it seems kind of like more likely. So we may see Division 2, because I do believe that game sold pretty well and people generally did like it. So we may see Division 2, which I wouldn't mind. I actually did kind of like Division. A new Rayman game, possible side scroller or 3D return. So I think it's been a bit since Rayman Legends came out. Especially as they just put it on PS Plus recently, I guess maybe it could possibly give people a chance to play that game so that when it comes to E3, they can bring a brand new one. And it's either going to go under line of how those games played, or they're going to return to a Rayman 2 or Rayman 3 style, which I would enjoy either. Like, I love the side-scrolling Rayman games, a classic, but I also do like the 3D platforming ones. Those ones are all cool. Beyond Good and Evil 2 footage, we're going to see more of it. It's been about a year or so. We haven't seen too much, so I feel we're probably going to see more about it, get more info. Possible release date? I don't have anything set, but maybe next year, maybe just like whenever it's done. Just Dance 500, and we're going to see a dance segment. People are going to dance to it, possibly in the aisles, dance to popular song, or bring out artists. It's a long one I put on here, but it's like come on, every Ubisoft conference has Just Dance. This game sells so well, it'd be dumb of them not to put it on there. So it's like, it's gonna be Just Dance. I've kind of learned to block it out at this point. Just like, all right, just get past the Just Dance part, and then we can start. Transference, the VR game with Elijah Wood. They showed a little teaser of it last year, but that's, I think, the last we've seen of it. So we are possibly going to see that coming as well. Probably get a release date, see some gameplay of it. And, The Crew 2 release. And this one's kind of weird. I haven't looked up The Crew 2. I guess it just got a beta recently. And possibly coming out soon. Like, maybe it does have a release date. If it does, then... if not, then it's coming soon. Skull and Bones will be seeing a return. We will finally get gameplay, possible release window of next year. So Skull and Bones was that pirate game they showed off that was like, it's kind of weird having the pirate game shown the same E3 of Sea of Thieves. But they had the pirate game. I forgot all about it. Actually, when I had to look back at old Ubisoft stuff, I was like, oh yeah, Skull and Bones was the thing that happened. So yeah, we'll possibly see gameplay of that. Don't know what it's gonna be in the end, but maybe it's better than Sea of Thieves. More VR games. This one I just kind of put on there because I was running out of stuff, but it's like I expect a little something at least of VR, because they have been pretty up to it in terms of like supporting VR games and bringing stuff to it, that market. So we might see some more, either like expansions of old games with VR support or just brand new stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. So the next thing I have on here is a brand new Splinter Cell game. So Ghost Recon Wildlands had this Splinter Cell crossover pretty recently. And like they got the voice actor back for Sam Fisher, and it seems like they're leading us as like a slide promotion into a brand new one, which I'm all for. Any new Splinter Cell game is fine by me. So I'm pretty set. That'd be cool to see. And hopefully it's good. Just hopefully it's good. So now moving on to Sony. This one, now the Sony one's kind of weird. I'm kind of up in the air about the Sony one because they said their big focus is going to be on 4 games. They said Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. These are going to be the big games that they focus on. Now, I don't know how it's going to be. If it's going to be structured like PSX last year, where they're just talking on stage, then, oh, it might be bad. Now, the good thing is we're going to be seeing Death Stranding and Last of Us Part 2, so that already makes up for half the conference. It's like, you know what? Whatever else you show, it's just an added bonus. So I put a bunch of stuff on here what I expect to see. And last year I got a lot of Sony stuff wrong. Maybe this year I'll get a lot of Sony stuff right. But realistically, I'm going to get it wrong. So the first thing I put up on here is a PSVR upgrade. I feel they did say they would be upgrading PSVR at some point. I don't know if it'll be a new headset, but I feel it might be something in terms of tracking and possibly with the controllers, because the moves aren't too reliable with PSVR, and I feel this would be a good time to say, hey, we have a new thing up there. It makes it way better to use VR games. It's easier to control, and it's something a little more on the line of like an HTC Vive or Oculus Touch. If I put that on there as like a small thing, it probably isn't gonna happen. It's still too early with them. Death Stranding will either get a 2018 release or 2019. Now, I don't know why I put 2018. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I feel for sure 2019. That's gonna be an end of the year game. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna start getting weird with this list. Devil May Cry 5 will get a trailer. Maybe? I don't know. Capcom has proven me wrong, actually. Because Mega Man 11 and a bunch of other games I just never thought like, oh, okay. So, I really don't know. It could be possibly Devil May Cry 5. I also put underneath it Onimusha 5. Like, I wouldn't be shocked because Capcom has been bringing back old franchises. There was a recent trademark they re-brought up the trademark for it, so who knows? Either of those would win E3 for me. Especially Onimusha. Like, it's so dear to my heart. Like, I would love it back. So Waypoint Studios, we might see a teaser of their new game. They have been talking about that they've been working on another remaster of a series. And that Shadow of the Colossus was kind of a starting ground. It's kind of a test to see what they could do with it. And that this is going to be their main one to focus on. So either they're going to show it here or way later on. We may see that, whatever that's going to be, either an old Sony title, which there's a lot of games it could possibly be, and I'd be pretty hooked on. Dreams will get a possible release date, I feel, next year. With how stacked fall is, I don't see a lot of these games coming out in 2018. I feel that this is going to be all 19 at this point. Because especially with Red Dead and a bunch of other titles, there's no space to really put this in. It's kind of be bad to do it. Dark Cloud 3, I know I say this every year. I think every year I've said this, like, oh, Dark Cloud 3. I just gotta hope. You know, I've been wanting this game for the longest time, since 2004, so I just want a third game. Like, I waited for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll wait till Dark Cloud 3 ever comes. So, I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I'm still putting it on here just because. PSN name change. I don't know why I put this here, but PSN name change, the option to change your name on PlayStation. That would actually be the craziest announcement, because I have wanted to change my PSN for the longest time, and I would be head over heels if they did that. Like, wow, you guys did something that should have been there at launch. I'm proud of you. I can get rid of my terrible name. Medieval will get its release window probably early next year or this summer. They talked about it last PSX that they're remaking Medieval, so we might see that either summer or next year early. Next I have Return of Classic Sony Franchise. So this is just like, it's kind of like a big surprise. Like, oh, remember this franchise has been dead? Like, we brought it back. This kind of falls in line to like a Devil May Cry and Onimusha, so I don't know why it's not I put on there, but who knows? I'm just hyping up this Sony one just to be disappointed again like last year. Like, hey, I like the predictions. Return of the Indies. So Sony's been kind of away from that for a while, of like really focusing on indies and showing like Sony's the place for indies. Microsoft kind of took the wheel on that one. So, I don't know. It's interesting to see. I wonder if Sony's going to go back on that route. They're going to focus more on their first party and maybe big third party, or if they're just like actually going to like spend some time to say, hey, look at these indie titles we got, like outside of showing it in like some random B-roll. The last thing I have on here is Call of Duty. We're going to see a Black Ops 4 there. They're going to talk about how we get maps earlier, which Black Ops 4 just, we already know this. Who cares? So now, on to Nintendo on Tuesday. This conference, or this showing, is going to be very interesting. So, Super Smash Bros. 5. I don't think it's going to be a port at this point, because it says Super Smash Bros. Working title, like that signifies a new game. If it was a port, they would have probably said it way earlier. Because this would be pretty raw at this far in to just say, like, yep, it's a port, Smash 4. Nope, no Smash 5. And these are the working titles I have, because every game has some kind of, like, finishing title outside of Smash 4. It's like Smash Brothers Melee, Smash Brothers Brawl. I put, like, Smash Brothers 5 Royale, which it's not gonna happen. Smash Brothers 5 Carnage, like... Smash Brothers 5 ports, like, these aren't gonna happen, but we're gonna see Smash 5. I put some character stuff in here, like, of course, we're gonna see Mario Odyssey Mario in there. We're gonna see Breath of the Wild Link. Ice Climbers are gonna return. I also they're gonna put another surprise character. When Smash 4 was first revealed, they did the Mega Man reveal, which was nuts. When Brawl was revealed, they revealed the Snake one. Every first trailer always has, like, a big reveal at the end. It's gonna be something. I can't say what. Like, at this point, the thing that sucks is that because they have, like, Cloud and Ryu, I really don't know who they can get. Because it could be anybody. And a lot of other companies have said, yeah, we have no problem with them using other characters from our properties. So, shit, Goku. Okay, that's not happening, but who knows? So, I also put, we're gonna see a new handheld Zelda game. It's been a few years since Triforce Heroes and also Link Between Worlds. We're not gonna see a new console one because Breath of the Wild is still real fresh. It's gonna be probably 4 or 5 more years till that one. But a new handheld Zelda, I'd love one in lieu of, like, Link Between Worlds, or maybe another 3D Zelda, like, that'd be cool. Link's Awakening, like, bring a port of that game, like, just port any of the handheld Zeldas. Those are all great games that would hold up if you, like, remade them. Nintendo GameCube emulation, and this one is kind of weird. I kind of only put this on here because the Smash 5 is going to have GameCube support, because if you can hook up GameCube controllers to the Switch. But it would make sense, because even if you could sell the adapter and then you can make people buy GameCube games again, but it's tough. I don't know. The next one up I have is Metroid Prime 4. We're gonna see the first gameplay for it, possible release window. So this one, I feel Metroid Prime 4 might be Nintendo's big game for this year. This might be the game that they go all in on. Possibly, because last year they had Mario Odyssey, but this year it's either going to be Smash or it's going to be Metroid. So I'm really unsure. Either of those would work. I'm just excited to see Metroid. Like, I don't think they're going to delay it. This is the perfect time to show it. So Metroid Prime 4 we're going to see. Now this is a rumor, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but I am not looking at any leaks or anything of E3. I like going in completely blind. So I've heard rumblings of this. I don't know if it's going to be true, but a Star Fox racing game. I put it on here, and like I said, I don't really believe it, really. But it's very likely. So, who knows. Next up I have F-Zero will return to its roots and bring the series back. I really hope this happens. It's been too long since F-Zero, like, has had a game. Like, GX was the last game. It's been almost, like, 15 years. I've waited long enough. Come back, bring it back. Like, come on. We're gonna be seeing a return of Wii U ports. I don't know what. It could either be, like, Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD. There's still Wonderful 101, which would be a great port. Pikmin 3 could be cool. Mario Maker would be great. Like, I also put Mario Maker 2. Like, come on. Like, I know people hate, like, all the Wii U ports, but it's like, I think it's kind of cool, because at least there's a lot of people who missed out on the Wii U who are going to be playing, who have a Switch, and they missed out on a lot of these games, so it makes sense to bring them back. And with the portability of the Switch, it's kind of cool just being able to play these games on the go. So I have no objections against Wii U ports, so we may see that. We will see a big return of third-party support from other people, so we're going to see a lot of ports, possible third-party games. I don't know like what exactly, but we might see some cool stuff on there. I know definitely Namco's been pretty big about it. Ubisoft been pretty good, and a few others. So I'll be very keen on what we see. Mario Odyssey will get a big DLC expansion. So I felt this is coming because they've gotten costume support, and with Breath of the Wild getting DLC, I feel this game, like, they have something big planned. Like, you could easily probably do some DLC for that, like a brand new world with like its own self-contained story. So possible Mario Odyssey DLC. The next thing I have, we will see a short teaser of Miyamoto's new project. So I don't know what Miyamoto is working on, but I know he's always got some kind of project just lying around that he's always working on for certain things. Like I know Star Fox, the robot one for Star Fox they had, like, ended up being like the Labo robot, and Nintendogs was a project of his, and a few others. So I don't really know, but I'll be very excited to see if that is something we see there. Last thing I have on here is Pikmin 4. It's been a bit. There's that 2D Pikmin game on the 3DS, which was fine. I never played it, but it looked kind of cool. But I was like, you know, a console Pikmin game would be pretty alright. And with the Switch, it's like I'm all for bringing some old titles back. You can take advantage of it. So that could possibly be there. So now, finally, after 1,000 hours of this, we are finally on to the final showing of E3, which is Square Enix. They have come back. It's been a few years since they've done a conference. So I got a bunch of things on here, because usually they don't do conferences, so that means they're going to go real big on this one. So this is what I have for it. Final Fantasy 15, we're going to see the rest of the remaining DLC that's coming out. They've talked about it in the past. We have like episode like Luna, episode Noctis, and like episode Arden. So we're gonna probably see trailers for that. Probably get release windows of next year, because they're gonna be supporting Final Fantasy 15 till like 2035. Like, it's kind of crazy that game came out so long ago, because it's like, man, they're still supporting this game. Like, get some of these people to go on the Final Fantasy 7. Which, speaking of transitions, Final Fantasy VII, we will see a new trailer for the remake with the new engine in place. We will get the release window for Part 1 of 2020, possibly 21. And I'm going to be disappointed, because, like, I got to wait all this time for it. That game's going to take a long time. Like, I can just feel it with all of the trouble on set. Not on set, on the game. Like, Final Fantasy VII is a cursed title, because there's that remake that trailer remake for PS3 that people hounded them for years about, and now you got this and you're getting all this development trouble. Like, maybe we should just keep Final Fantasy VII just as the classic it was on PS1 and just not remake it. But we'll see. Moving on, Just Cause 4. It's been a bit since the last Just Cause game. I believe Just Cause 3 was shown a bunch at the last Square pressing, so possibly Just Cause 4, which, Just Cause 3 was real cool. I like a number 4. Those are always cool games. So I don't have too much left on here, actually. I have like 2 other things that are pretty much not gonna happen at all. There's not even really a point to mention them. I guess I will, but I'm not gonna include these on my tracker. But Parasite Eve will possibly return, and we will see a Final Fantasy Classics type package for PS4, PC, so on, of classic Final Fantasy games. But yeah, that is it. That is my prediction for all of the conferences. This is a pretty stacked list, and I'm sure, like last year, I'm going to get a whole bunch of them wrong. I'm going to say right now, the Nintendo and Sony ones, I'm going to get the most wrong. Easily. So, I don't know. You know, that's the fun of E3. The fun is predicting stuff you want to see, and then feeling very disappointed when your list is just all completely wrong. But when you are right about something, then it makes it kind of cool in the end. So, who knows? We're few days away now. So now it's just time to play the waiting game and wait and see what we got in store. So that is going to be it from me. Thank you for watching my predictions video. I hope you join me for the rest of my E3 coverage. I'll be watching all of the conferences, giving reviews of the conferences, and we'll be ending it off with my E3 post-review, where I will go back and see if these predictions are right. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Yay! So while editing this video, I noticed that I actually had forgotten some things to mention, and I figured doing this little quick add-on to say the last few things I needed in my predictions. One of the big things I forgot to mention is Square, Kingdom Hearts 3. That is going to be their big focus. They're going to focus a lot on Kingdom Hearts 3. We're going to finally, after 12 or more years, we are finally going to get a release date for this game. It's coming out this year. I am excited. I cannot wait. I have no words. I am pumped for Kingdom Hearts 3. And secondly, the other big thing is we're going to be seeing a lot of Battle Royale games. And a lot of games that have this as an add-on with a 100 players fall down on the map. We're going to be seeing a bunch of it. I'm starting a counter for it. It's already at 1. Because Black Ops 4 did it. So it's like, well, now I just need to get a few more and I can finish off. I feel like we're going to see like 5 games E3 do it. We're already at 1, so 4 more and I'm finished with it. But it's like, this is the big trend this year. Battle Royale is huge. I fully expect a lot of games are going to have it. So I'm on the lookout for it. I would actually be shocked if there are none. If people are just like, yeah, you know, these other games that are doing it aren't working, so let's not do that. But who knows? Last of Us Part 2. We got a Battle Royale.